One more series today, and debatably the most important series of the day. It's going to be Zizon playing up against Wildcard Gaming, the two teams that have not been running the Rogue Mage Druid, but have been very close to qualification here in Europe. Of course, Zizon had a very strong start, but as patch 8.2 hit, they did struggle a little bit. Now they've seen some inspiration from Wildcard Gaming for the Rogue Mages, but here they don't even have to deal with the Rogue Mage just yet. All they have to deal with is the team that has been running the same compositions as them. They've gone back and forth. If they can win this one, beating Change My Mind would give them that opening to the summer finals. It's all on Zizon, the onus on them to have a fantastic series here and play through. If they can win, suddenly they could go to summer.
Yeah, but Wildcard Gaming looked really good in their previous match, nearly taking down Method Black, and honestly, I think Wildcard Gaming are just a little bit in the advantage here in general, just because they can run things like the Warrior Mage. So it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to go for, but we don't have to wait no longer because game number 1 is underway.
Wow, a pole advantage in favor of Zizon. You guys really want to see Drainer and Jamie at the summer finals. Will they be able to do it? It's going to be such a close series, this one. Both teams running very similar compositions throughout the season. Now it is the time to put everything on the line. For both of them, it's the final qualifier cup here, Cup 6 of the summer season. After this, we only have the summer finals and the BlizzCon finals for these teams, and we are going to see Wildcard Gaming, and actually it's Jamie playing on the Druid here, so I'm gonna propose that potentially Drainer isn't around, because Jamie, maybe it's just something on the UI, but Jamie playing the Druid is not something we've seen in the past.
We definitely haven't. I mean, we know he's been playing lots of different classes. I don't think the Restoration Druid is really one of them. We'll have to see how this works out for Zizon moving forward. Wildcard Gaming, I feel like they had a really good read on the situation. They're playing Mistweaver, Elemental Shaman, Arms Warrior. This is basically the perfect composition into what Zizon is running. Mercy's going to have a really hard time in this matchup actually getting any sort of pressure out. We've seen Blizzo on that Warrior putting out massive damage. Looney forced to portal away as Nerd Rage looking to get aggressive. Mercy already in a lot of trouble. Jamie trinkets out, throws out the Iron Bark onto Mercy, but he could just easily fall. The damage from Zipa is remarkable.
Yeah, huge burst damage out from Wildcard Gaming, and all on the back of some of those new essences. They pair incredibly well with the Sky Fury Totem and the Earth Shocks of the Elemental Shamans. I know Zipai managed to bank a 158,001 last week, so he's looking to be annihilating his opponents here in game number 1. Jamie's mana already almost halfway down, 55 seconds into the match. I'm not sure what exactly he's spending his mana on at this point. Would have been maybe a good opportunity to activate the Innervate. Huge damage now onto Mercy, likely needing that unending resolve. Gladiator Safeguard gets purged off. Big Sharpened Blade. Mercy in a lot of trouble. Blizzo chopping him up. Zipai looking to follow up with an Earth Shock here shortly. Triggeting Lightning Lasso on Jamie to crowd control some heals. Mercy does have to ultimately trade his unending resolve, but he's still dying through it.
Yeah, big damage here on the Mercy. He had to activate his unending result, and he's just getting chopped here. Blizzo doing so much damage. Triple DR Stormbolt over onto Jamie. Not going to amount to too much there, messing up those DRs. He was in a Lightning Lasso earlier on by Zipai, and Mercy now trying to get a couple of fierce rolling here, but Blizzo...
Look at Looney!
He's just doing so much damage. Looney behind the pillar actually getting soloed by Nerd Rage. Sharpened Blade gets activated, Avatar gets activated. We should be fine. Blizzo with a full fear onto Jamie, and Mercy could just easily go down in his execute range, going once, but it's Stormbolt.
He's managing to hold on. Mercy gets interrupted. Somehow Jamie keeps him alive. Looney now kind of struggling to keep Blizzo up. There is good pressure. Nerd Rage just all over the map. He's been putting pressure on Looney. Now Blizzo in some trouble, but Mercy still the one under fire. Wildcard Gaming have just been focused on Mercy the entire game. Jamie has managed to keep him stable, but 2.5 minutes into the game, Jamie's almost completely tapped on mana, and this pressure from Wildcard Gaming is going to be never-ending.
Yep, Mercy just under fire. Blizzo going into battle stance. Big Sharpened Blade, Mortal Strike onto Mercy. Going to be reducing the healing significantly onto him. Huge damage. Blizzo trinkets, they know they've got him on the ropes. Looney securing crowd control with the paralysis. Leg sweep to follow up. Mercy has been playing phenomenally to stall during these moments. Obviously, Jamie's going to be a bit inexperienced on the Restoration Druid, but still credit to Zizon for doing their best here against Wildcard Gaming. Certainly Mercy getting a moment to shine.
Yeah, Mercy though in big trouble here. Blizzo once again dropping him into execute range. Full Stormbolt. This could easily be the game.
Yeah, Nerd Rage even leaves. I feel really bad for Zizon. It seems like Drainer just isn't able to compete if we've got Jamie playing on the Druid. Clearly, he did his best, and actually the game, there were some openings potentially. Nerd Rage was really doing everything within his power to keep Zizon in this one, but with Jamie on the Resto Druid, we've never seen him on it. He played the Mage last week. Obviously, this guy's a super talent in the European side, but that is a dire situation. We talk about Zizon being so close yet so far. If Drainer can't compete, they will not beat Wildcard Gaming.
I mean, think about how difficult it is as an inexperienced Restoration Druid to go up against an Arms Warrior on a Destruction Warlock, throwing in Sharpened Blade, and then you have a nice little side of Elemental Shaman just purging off all of your HOTS and interrupting you.
Sounds horrible.
It's really a nightmare situation, and Wildcard Gaming, they must have knew exactly what they were going to be going up against, because I feel like in this blind pick, they had the perfect draft.
Yeah, I mean, last time these two teams met, we saw very similar matchups. I think the Elemental Warrior, the Elemental Windwalker were the compositions for both sides. But here, Zizon, I mean, not only do they have Jamie healing, it means they don't have him on DPS and they're forced to lock in this Destruction Warlock. And, I mean, it's just tough.
Yeah, it's really tough, and I mean, you can see Jamie's mana not going to be doing too great here. Of course, he's probably not super experienced with, you know, the perfect healing rotation, and maybe he was overhealing a little bit or not using his Innovate right away. Just things like that comes from playing Druid. But I think he did a pretty decent job. However, towards the end of this one, Mercy on that Warlock was not able to survive. Zeepai securing that wind shear onto Jamie was the ending of the match right there. Wind shear plus Stormbolt combo, and that was it. And Looney on that Monk had 90% mana or so.
Yeah, I mean, Looney wasn't taxed too much. There were a couple of opportunities, and I was just about to start saying, like, if they actually won with Jamie on the Druid, if Nerd Rage had found something, then he's another guy we talk about in this conversation. You know, Blizzo finding opportunities. Nixie had a great day today. Nerd Rage has been a serious competitor for quite a while now. I think he actually came 5th at BlizzCon with Jamie a couple of years ago. It was with Cervantes, Jamie, and Lian. I remember them. I don't remember their squad name. Maybe they were one of the methods or something, but I remember them playing together, doing pretty well. That was actually when they had the 1v1 Trill vs Cervantes, which Trill won, which was very famous that year. But obviously in a bad situation now. This is BlizzCon on the line for both of these teams. Wildcard Gaming are in a nice spot since they're second in the overall standings. If they can go to the Summer Finals alongside Meta Black, then only one of them needs to get a top 2 placing for these guys to go to BlizzCon. So very good situation for them. If they can win this series, they will go through to the Summer Finals. For Zizon, I mean, it doesn't really need saying. Without Drainer, they're at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be them trying to do their best. Apparently earlier on in the day as well, the AWC was playing a man down. Alec wasn't able to compete. And
yeah, we saw that.
They managed to win, so
true.
Maybe they can do it, although at much more of a deficit, I think.
Not having your healer.
Yeah,
not having your healer is
upsetting.
not a good spot to be in, but
Healers are good.
Every game, Jamie's just going to be getting more experience, getting stronger. And Mercy was playing phenomenally on the Destruction Warlock. I think that's a player in particular when Warlocks are meta. We're going to see a lot of him in the future. Looks like they're going to be abandoning the Warlock entirely, though, now bringing in the Demon Hunter Warrior, which is a comp we haven't seen in some time. It's going to be, to the best of my imagination here, I think they're going to try and kill Looney, and if it doesn't work, then they're pretty much done. But I appreciate the effort.
I appreciate them getting a Warlock out of the game, because I think that was the biggest problem in the last one.
These sorts of comps are easier to heal for the Druid as well.
Yeah, I mean, Mercy's going to be able to heal himself a lot more on the Demon Hunter, which is surprising because he was playing Destruction Warlock, but he's not going to be nearly as much of a sitting duck in this matchup. I still feel like this isn't the most advantageous position to be in, but they really can't be in an advantageous position without Drainer. Zizon, they're going to be trying to put their best foot forward. Jamie, Mercy, Nerd Rage trying to hold it down with the Demon Hunter Warrior Restoration Druid. Wildcard Gaming is one tough opponent, but if they want to go to the Summer Finals, they have to win this series.
Yep, they really do have to pull through with a victory. Literally mathematically impossible if they don't win it. Wildcard Gaming looking to secure themselves as the 4th and final team going through to the Summer Finals to represent Europe.
All right, let's see if they can do it here. Wildcard Gaming looking solid now with that Windwalker Death Knight Druid that they played into Method Black. Perhaps if they advance further on, they will be able to overcome that hurdle that has been one that they've not been able to get over the entire summer season. Zeepai feared up early on by Nerd Rage. This does look like they want to go for an all-in Monk strategy on Looney. Obviously, Looney very experienced on this Mistweaver. I do not think that he is going to fall to an all-in strategy. Mercy running that rain from above, but he got... What was that damage on Mercy? While he was coming down from the sky, Zeepai just nearly eradicates him mid-air.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then this is the kind of damage that we expect to see from Zeepai on this Elishama, but Mercy still getting chopped up. He has used all of his defense here. I-Beam comes out, trying to self-sustain himself. The darkness gets dropped. This is disaster for Zizon. Mercy really has used every single ability that he has left. Now he's disarmed. Blizzo looking to claim game number 2. Full imprisonment onto Looney on that life cocoon. Preemptive life cocoon on himself there, actually. Nicely done by Looney. Nerdrage trying to connect, but Looney just line of sighting him. Zeepai with the lightning lasso. Jamie, what are you gonna do? He's trying to keep him alive with those regrowths. Now Zeepai under pressure, and finally things are looking a little bit better here for Zizon.
Yeah, but I still feel like the Demon Hunter has become the Demon Hunted here for Wildcard Gaming. There's so much pressure on Mercy. Every single time he flies into the sky, he gets hit by lightning. Does seem to strike multiple times, though they are stabilizing a little bit. Nerd Rage dropping low, full stun on Jamie. He's going to trinket out. Die by the Sword still available. Blizzo and Nerd Rage going toe-to-toe. Warrior versus Warrior, though I must admit the backup on Wildcard Gaming for Blizzo certainly looks a little bit more stable. Zizon in dire straits here of game 2.
Yeah, this is looking very dangerous. Full fear on Jamie. Nerd Rage getting a little bit low. Blizzo charges over. Zeepai still trying to get the damage rolling. Wind shear secured onto Jamie. Zeepai's been on fire with these interrupts, but Jamie has been able to keep Nerd Rage alive, and it looks like Zizon have actually stabilized. In terms of mana, there's a significant lead for Wildcard Gaming. I don't know if Jamie's ever going to be able to really sneak away and drink. It's so difficult to deal with the purges coming in from the Elemental Shaman. It's such a fine balance between getting your heals out, trying to sneak away, get out of combat. The damage from Wildcard Gaming has been so significant. Innervate is rolling with Thorns. Jamie really trying to get some heals out. Now Mercy leaping up in the air, getting significant burst out, but it's Nerd Rage that could just easily fall in this lightning lasso.
Oh.
Paralysis onto Jamie, disarm onto Nerd Rage. He can't get the dive by the sword. And it looks like he will be able to survive massive heals from Jamie, but that was a really nice push by Blizzo.
That was sick. Looney used Ring of Peace to stop Nerd Rage from heroic leaping away. They stun him into disarm to try and deny die by the sword. This is the types of strategies I wanted to see from Wildcard Gaming with this composition. I think it has potential for them with the crowd control available in the burst damage. I would love to see it more from them. Mercy targeted down here. Jamie's in crowd control. Mercy likely to die. He trinkets out a lightning lasso, but a huge Earthshock lightning bolt from Zeepai, and this is looking like Zeepai's playground for this Elemental Shaman, up 2-0.
Yeah, in this case, it's kind of like stop killing them, they're already dead. For Wildcard Gaming, they're just bullying a little bit. Zeepai's getting to show off. We love to see him on the Elemental Shaman. He's been playing it for so long. Obviously, Jamie as well, a fantastic Elemental Shaman, way out of his comfort zone. I'm not even sure how long he's known that he's needed to play the Druid. It may well be a very short notice thing, like he might have literally just made one to heal here. It's great to see them, and you've got to give huge commendations to Zizon for playing this one out. They could have easily forfeited if the situation is the Drainer's not here, but 2-0, Wildcard Gaming looking good for LAN.
Yeah, it looks like we're starting to know who is going to be at this LAN, but like you mentioned, you know, you can't have anything but respect for Jamie for actually at least trying, you know, to keep his team, you know, offensive, keep them alive, and to try to, you know, still qualify. So definitely the winner mentality there coming in. But like you mentioned, at this point, we're kind of just watching stop it, they're already dead. Zeepai on that Ellie Shaman is just doing tons and tons of damage over onto Mercy, and that has been really the story throughout the entire game. I mean, it seems essentially randomly that Mercy just gets erased from the map. Blizzo as well doing so much damage with that sharpened blade. Lightning Lasso gets traded out, Earthshock, Stormkeeper, and Zeepai is gonna zap his way to victory.
Yeah, but zaps his way to victory. Lightning striking multiple times, as is true for the Elemental Shamans here. This competition, though, is one that, I mean, actually is pretty good outside of the Rogue Mage. I think if Rogue Mage was kind of out of the meta, this Thundercleave could be something we see a lot. It's a very high pressure composition. Definitely, if you're playing against an inexperienced healer, running the Elemental and the Arms Warrior is going to be one of the quickest and most effective ways of punishing their mana, testing their healing. And I mean, I wouldn't want to play against Zeepai and Blizzo. Certainly, I feel for Jamie in this situation. It's a tough break.
And this is one of those compositions that have a lot of potential, especially as the teams and players kind of experience or experiment with essences a little bit more. It seems like some of the essences for the elemental shaman that allow them to get these massive crits off can really be dangerous, especially when you pair that with a sharpened blade. It gives you a big window of opportunity to actually take someone down with overwhelming damage, as well as the healing reduction that comes in from the arms warrior. So I feel like these teams really are going to be looking to experiment a little bit more with these essences, especially moving into the summer finals, and I feel like there are going to be some surprises coming our way.
Yeah, I mean, that's been one of the cool things. Like I talked a little earlier for the healers, like the Vitality Conduit. You talk about Blood of the Enemy for the Elemental Shaman. Like we've seen people experimenting. I think some of the rogues are running, I forget the name of it, but the one where you shoot an Azurite shard at the guy and it's 5% more damage, basically with 100% uptime. So there are a few different things that the players are experimenting with. It's nice to see, and it'll be interesting to see if there's any more adaptations going into the summer finals. But let's talk about Europe's representation then. So Wildcard Gaming, most likely, let's make the assumption they win this series and they do qualify through. They are in a really good position in that if either them or Method Black gets top 2, they are guaranteed to go through to BlizzCon. And I think as a European fan, that's something we want to see. Even if Cloud9 does beat them again, they would still go through with even a top 3 finish.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Because Cloud9 is already qualified. If they would win the Summerland, then whoever is second and third would still be those teams that qualified. So interesting pick here, Mercy Fury Warrior.
Mercy's been styling a little bit.
Yeah, he's been showing off a
Man
lot of his
Cleave, I
ults.
believe this composition is known as, right?
Yeah.
The double
actually, they call it Lumberjack Cleave.
Lumberjack Cleave now?
Yes.
I've heard both.
Lumberjack Cleave, and they have a Druid on their team as well, so it checks out.
Yeah, I remember you've played with like warriors in the past, and like if you play warrior mage, like they can like blade storm and break the sheep. Maybe they're kind of blade storming, hoping to Beyblade around, kill with Wildcard Gaming here. Zeepai, I mean, this could be a difficult matchup for him potentially. No one. No.
We all think that.
This is Ruins of Lordaeron it's looking like a tough one for Zizon. This could be the last time we see them here in the 2019 Arena World Championship circuit. Like obviously this is the final qualifier cup, the final online cup before we head into LAN season this weekend. And I mean, obviously bad situation. Drainer unable to play. Nerd Rage and Mercy going to bring in that double warrior. At least they'll go out with a bang.
Yeah, I mean, it's Ruins of Lordaeron. It's game 3. Let's see what happens. Wildcard Gaming in this position, they have a really strong composition. Obviously, Zizon in a really terrible situation, not having trainer available. They're going to be trying everything they can. Mercy, you tried the Destruction Warlock, didn't work. You tried the Demon Hunter, didn't work. Now coming in on the Fury Warrior, probably not going to work, but you really can't blame them for trying to figure out an answer.
Yeah, it's Zizon's, potentially final game here for this year, and it's going to be played out, on Ruins of Lordaeron. You can see the candles are already lit here for what's about to happen here, Sid.
Yeah, will they be extinguished?
Yeah, Ruins of Lordaeron, a great map here, selected by Zizon. They're desperate. They're bringing in the Fury Warrior of Mercy. We've only really seen him play Warlock at this point. I feel like Zizon are just throwing anything at the wall and hoping that it's going to stick.
Yeah, we all have to see. I'm actually typing to Jamie. He said that he chose this map for you, Sid. Is there a reason he would have done that?
I don't know.
I don't know why he would pick a map for me. Why wouldn't he pick a map to win?
Yeah, it is. Here's the thing about this map is it's a nice, small map. It's a cemetery. So, I mean, it has that going for it. We see 3 warriors in the midfield right now. Nerd Rage
Aspen Gold would be very happy to see this.
Yeah, someone hit him up. There's a lot of warriors in this game right now. Zizon trying to pull off a miracle here with the most random composition possible. Maybe it works out. Some damage onto Zeepai. Looney, though, in a position to recover and seems to be healing through it pretty easily so far.
Yeah, we're gonna see if he can do it. Zeepai actually using his trinket there. An actual cooldown forced on Zeepai, which is more than they were able to accomplish in the last 2 games. Mercy, though, on that warrior taking quite a bit of damage here. Safeguard is gonna proc a lot of damage here, but the nice disarm as well from Blizzo, kind of offensively. Sharpened Blade gets kited out a little bit by that Fury Warrior, and that Bloodthirst from the Fury Warrior is the reason why Mercy is basically running around at double the speed of Blizzo. He can remove the snares from himself, so it's very, very nice here as we are in game number 3 on Ruins of Lordaeron.
Game number 3 on Ruins of Lordaeron. Zizon locking this in desperation to try and get a victory. Obviously missing their main healer Drainer is going to be very stressful and possibly disheartening, but they're doing their best to battle back, just locking in a composition that nobody would ever expect. Blizzo the target. Looney trying to pick him back up, fake casting a charge pummel. Now needs to fake cast a second, manages to get through both, but now ultimately bashed up. Perhaps the target here for Zizon. Looney taking a huge amount of damage. Portaling, but on top of Jamie. What? This is quite stressful for Looney at the moment. Blizzo at 50% health as well. Life Cocoon going to be overlapped with that Gladiator Safeguard, but Looney should begin to stabilize, and perhaps the double Warrior Dream is a reality.
Yeah, this is looking like a fitting comp for Zizon to really...
Yeah, fitting comp here for Zizon for playing this one out.
Here for Zizon as they look to try to take down Wildcard Gaming. That was actually really close. Paralysis now on Jamie. Mercy, he's got nothing. He's caught into a disarm as he leaps away. Blizzo trying to close out the game. He's making his way, but Mercy doing a really good job kiting on that Fury Warrior in order to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly could be their final comp here as they're looking to put Mercy to rest. Are they going to be able to do it? The Lava Burst comes in. Is this going to be his final place here? Super Tease, Mercy dropping so low. The Psalm comes in. He's got the heals in 7 seconds.
So close to closing it out. In Ruins of Lordaeron would be a fitting final resting place, as it is a cemetery.
It is a final resting place. They're dead. They're out. Wildcard Gaming are the victors, and they are the final team that will be going through to the summer finals. Excellently done. The double warrior kills a little bit of stress for a second there. Looney, though, as one of the best healers in Europe, able to easily execute through on the Mistweaver Monk. He's going through to the top 4. And now our final 4 teams in this weekend are the 4 teams that will be representing Europe at the summer finals. Zico, as a European, yourself, are you happy to see these 4 guys as your teams that we will be challenging North America with in a month's time?
Honestly, with how North America has been dealing with Europe these last couple of international events, I'm not sure what we can send to deal with them. Those guys definitely been crazy lately, just, you know, playing so good comps and just being so good as well. Like Cloud9 especially is just the team to beat, in my opinion, for the next LAN. But I think that I think we sent the best we have right now, you know. Our NA overlords, they might look stronger, but I think we could still prevail here with these guys. Wildcard Gaming, definitely a team that I've been a big fan of, so I'm happy to say that they will be going to the summer finals and, you know, change my mind, a consistent team as well. Method Black been dominating all year long. The reigning summer champions as well. And of course, Diablos, the team that came second at Spring and also the 2017 BlizzCon winners. So strong teams all around from Europe going to be going.
Yeah, certainly the 2 in the upper bracket, Method Black and Diablos, they were the 2 that really challenged North America. Diablos came second at the Spring Finals. Method Black obviously have been at basically every single event, always a threat. Wildcard Gaming locked in now as well, so we do have our 4 teams. Change my mind. We'll see how they can play out as well. Obviously, at Zizon, we've got to give a shout out to these guys. They've had a fantastic season, so close to qualifying, but at the end, just a little bit of feed, obviously, without Drainer able to compete. Jamie tried his best. Nice to see them showing up, but they won't be able to do it. Now we should turn our attention to North America.